Hi. Hi, it's me, Admiral Adorable. I'm here to play a video game. Again, I know. Me, and always trying to do that. What am I like, huh? We're back here with more Stern Spirit of Justice! Ah! This game foils me like no other. I have many thoughts. I will try to keep most of the louder ones until the end of the game, though. Which, to be clear, I'm actually not quite sure how close we are. I mean, I presume this is the last trial, but there can be multiple portions to it. A loading screen in the middle, probably. How many more seances are going to get conducted? Is Queen Khura'In going to channel Jove Justice at some point? What's going to happen? I couldn't possibly say. So we may as well just carry on by saying, now you see why, well, if I could say these words, maybe we could continue. Now you see why justice will always prevail. Phoenix doesn't seem quite as confident as Apollo, and I know the feeling. Peace, peace, I say! Now then, defense, I must remind you that the figure of the accused was clearly shown in the vision. How do you explain that? Well, I don't. I wouldn't say it was clearly shown. After all, the figure didn't actually have a face. Oh, you are absolutely right. Without a face, we can't be certain of who it was. And furthermore, I need to remind you that if the vision is from 2 p.m., Dirk was still with me and Mr. Wright, which means that this faceless figure couldn't possibly be him. So then, what are we to make of this 1 hour difference? Wait! 2 o'clock? That's when... My mother was performing the rite of channeling? The palace guards had all been reassigned to guard the channeling chamber for the rite. Okay. Meaning, we assume it was a royal family person who orchestrated it because they would have had to know when the guards would be reassigned? Or unless it was the visiting sultan or whatever. Don't tell me. The royal residence, it would have been virtually unguarded. Which means the real killer could have easily slipped unseen into Amara's tomb. I thought you said you didn't see anyone else at 2:30 as well, though. Or indeed any of time from 2 to 3. The whole point was that the only people you saw were Nena, Inga, and then us when we got up there, so it was unguarded that whole time? In which case, why does the rite at 2 p.m., does that have to do with anything? Which means the real killer could have easily slipped unseen into Amara's tomb. Defense! Are you saying that this is someone disguised as the accused? That's exactly what I believe, Your Majesty. Objection. Preposterous. Disguises cannot deceive the memories of the dead, but the face did not appear this time as mere happenstance. Had it appeared, such subterfuge would have been clear as day. He's got a point there. Anyone who knows about the divination seance would have tried to hide their face. Nevertheless, our killer openly appeared before Inga. The question is, why? Apollo. Maybe the killer could afford to be so bold, because they knew their face wouldn't show up in the seance vision. What? It's possible that the killer dared to dress in Dirk's clothes and stand square in front of Inga, precisely because they knew they could get away with it. But how can anyone be so sure of something like that? A long time ago I heard of a cognitive disorder that impairs a person's ability to distinguish between different faces. What if Inga had it? Is that a thing? Athena, help! Is that a thing? And are you saying that this is literally how Inga saw the world? Yes. We can't normally see through the eyes of others, but in this case we can. And if he had that disorder, I imagine this is how faces appeared to him in life. How are we going to prove that? Okay, let's say that the killer knew that Inga had such a disorder. They could definitely use it to pin the crime on Dirk, but if you're wondering about how to prove that Inga had it, you already have what you need. Really? You're going to say the list of everyone's appearances as shown as dictation, but that's not proof. That could just as easily be something he wrote down to tell someone else how to disguise as people. Plus, why would he write down the necktie if he can see their faces? What are you talking about? And the blue clothes and everything. Phoenix, that doesn't make sense, what you're saying. Please, think about it a little harder. I'm completely inadequate and I need your help. Help better. Well, defense, do you have anything to show this court? Yes, I believe so. Frankly, I have no idea what Mr. Wright means, but I'll look the evidence over again. What explains why the face of Minister Inga's killer is absent in his seance vision? I'm pretty sure they want me to say it is. Take that! Even though it doesn't make a lick of sense. A notepad? Well, not it doesn't make a lick of sense. It could mean one of like 6 other things. Yes, it was found in Minister Inga's room, and it holds the answer we're looking for. Also, it says it was used by Minister Inga. I don't know how. Did we find his fingerprints on it or anything? I get it was in his safe, but could have been planted there. As you can see, it's filled with detailed notes on various individuals. what kind of clothes they wear, hairstyles, and other discerning physical characteristics. You'll note that half of them aren't about the face, so using it to prove that he couldn't see faces means nothing. But here we go. This is connected to the faceless nature of the killer. How? The vision we saw was exactly what Minister Inga saw with his own eyes. It is he who saw his killer as a person without a face. So I guess that proves, well, I'm just trying to think, because we've had it before in the seance visions where a face was not clearly shown or not a face, but a detail was not clearly shown at first simply because the deceased's soul wasn't focused on it or whatever. Like they didn't find it important. Like with the lanterns. So I don't know if I can trust what Apollo and Phoenix are saying about this, because the game has proven otherwise. Well, not proven otherwise, but it's shown another possibility than what they're saying anyway. In fact, this is how he normally saw everyone around him. What's this? I believe Minister Inga had a disorder that prevented him from recognizing faces. It would explain the faceless being, and why he needed a notepad full of people's physical characteristics. Sorry, did that say characteristics? No, sorry, I just misread it. I thought it said characteristics. Now that I think about it, my father was always terrible at remembering people. By simply changing my hairstyle, he'd fail to recognize even me. Your Eminence, you knew that your husband had such a disorder, didn't you? You never wished for it to become public knowledge. But I suppose there is no use in keeping quiet about it now. It is as you say. I wonder if that's true, or if Apollo and Phoenix got it wrong and she's just humoring them to lead them down the wrong path. My late husband had a special disorder that hindered his ability to recognize faces. The medical term for it is prosopagnosia. Well, I gave a real term for it, so I assume it's a real thing. The more you know. So Mr. Wright was right! The memories of those afflicted with such disorders in life do appear strange at times. There is precedent for this. So the killer likely knew about the disorder and used it to their advantage. Right, so there's someone who is both knowledgeable about the divination seance and aware of Inga's affliction. Your Eminence? Who knew about your husband's condition? Me, a small number of servants who tended to his needs, and me. Surely you were not about to insinuate that I committed this crime. Your words, not mine. But again, it was you who said only the royal family had access to the key. It was just you and Inga, basically. Oh no, Your Eminence! Still, could she have done it? It's my best working theory at the minute, anyway. Ron has an alibi, remember? Oh, right. She was conducting the rite of channeling at 2 p.m. And we're saying it's 2 p.m. because of the dragon's not snap and Datz's laughter. There are other ways that could have happened then, I suppose. And Queen Amara was supposed to be able to channel as well, so it could be something very weird like... Oh, no, that doesn't make sense, actually, never mind. Because Khura'In would have to be dead for that. Maybe Khura'In is dead. And she's just, in someone else's body. They, forced Amara to channel her, and she's just been living at Amara's body for, a period of time. And I don't know. I got nothing. I'm not sure just yet. Oh, right. She was conducting the rite of channeling at 2 p.m. In that case... Your Eminence, does Nana know about Minister Inga's disorder? Of course she does. She's our head servant. So as head servant, she knew about Minister Inga's condition, and as the princess's personal attendant, she's familiar with the divination seance. If these two facts together don't make her a possible suspect, I don't know what would. Objection. You witless lawyer, how quick you are to forget the facts. Facts like? When Inga was last seen alive, you claim he was slain at 2, yet that is impossible. For Rafa saw him at 2:30. We did completely forget about that. I mean, channeling. It's like half the royal family can do it. No, there must be some mistake. So you see, the murder could have only happened at 3 p.m. Well, how do you explain the dragon's knot snaps coming from the very incarcerated Dats, and his laughter, and the dog and Warbot all at the same time? The hour Dirk entered the tomb. There is no other answer to this puzzle. Why don't we ever get to make up answers like Garon makes up laws? Guess it's back to square one. Where did we go wrong? I don't think we're the problem. We just seem to be short one piece of the puzzle. Our directions so far explain everything to a T. Everything except for Inga's sighting at 2:30. Yes, what I want to know is how long did Garon's channeling go on? If that was like a 10-minute thing, she channeled and was asked something and then dipped, she could have also then gone and channeled Inga, and he would sense no gap in time from when he was murdered, and then she could run into the tomb as him, right? Because in theory, when you channel someone, you take on their physical appearance, but if their body is also still there, it would look like there were two Ingas. I see. And without that final puzzle piece, all of our deductions fall apart. Apollo, if Inga's sighting is the only anomaly, we'll just have to find a way to make it fit into the bigger picture. Time to think outside the box then, right? Let's see. It would be impossible to see Inga walking around after he'd been killed. But what if there was a way to make people think he was alive even though he was dead? Like a way to make people witness the living dead. Sounds like some kind of TV show. Things like that don't happen in real life. Apollo! Did you just... I did! I figured it out! I know how to make people witness the living dead! Your Majesty, our deductions weren't wrong after all. Despite Minister Inga being murdered at 2 p.m., he was seen heading into the tomb at 2:30, and I'll tell you how! I certainly hope you will, because I have no idea what you're talking about. The Minister Inga her benevolence saw was in fact someone channeling him. It was the deceased being channeled. It's the only way a man who was already dead could have been seen by her benevolence. Channeled, you say? That's right. And there are only two people capable of spirit channeling here in Khura'In. Her Eminence Queen Garon and Maya Fey. It's possible that one of them was channeling the minister, except Maya was tied up. It would seem that you are ever bent on making me party to this crime. Prosecutor, what was I doing at 2:30 p.m., the time at which my husband was seen? Eminence. I believe you had completed the channeling rite and were having tea with the king of the neighboring realm. There would have been many attendants there, too. Mayuta has to keep up with her schedule, too? What doesn't she make him do? Then that leaves only Maya? Yeah, it does. I'm not convinced. Maybe someone was forcing her to use her power towards nefarious ends. Am I going crazy, or did they say that would never work? This is the thing I didn't get about the previous trial, was they were all like, you have to let Maya Fey go because she's the one you need, alive. And it was like, well, what if they just force her to channel the Holy Mother when they get the orb? Well, I guess what they were saying was, that was the argument put forth for why, I still don't really get it. I think what they were trying to get at was that trying to threaten the orb out of Phoenix and Army and Apollo with Maya's safety wouldn't work because they wouldn't jeopardize Maya's safety if they thought she was the only one who could channel the Holy Mother. And so Apollo was like, ha! Checkmate! You have to let her go because we'll never give you the Founder's Orb if you hurt her. Or convince her to use her powers with force if we were to give you... But now Apollo's like, what if he convinced her to use the powers with force? I thought you said they would never risk harming her. I guess she wouldn't necessarily know that. Anyway, that's alright. I guess I see what you mean. The real killer could have been threatening her. That cannot be. So then Inga's scream, that was probably from when he woke up from being called back to this world. After all, that's when the flow of time would have picked back up for him after he died. So Minister Inga probably leapt to his feet thinking he just had a nightmare. Then, realizing it was almost time for the hostage exchange, he raced off to Amara's tomb, not even realizing he was already dead. Then, her benevolence really did see a dead man running. Ah! Yes, that would be a horrible thing to realize. Using the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit a crime. How can this be? The defense calls Miss Maya Fey to the stand. Well, Your Eminence? Will you allow a new witness? Matters not. Either way, this lawyer shall soon know the truth. I hope she's recovered from hospital. Using the channeling to make two of the deceased is very cool, though. I don't really understand why, if Garon is the killer, as we presume, or is, masterminding it, why she's allowing any of this, when she has the power to just make us all guilty and call it a day. Is it really just a matter of pride, or... I don't get her character at all. He will know just how much of an imbecile he is in the face of my infallible arguments. Insult me all you want, witch, but you'll be eating those words when I expose the truth. Very well, let us adjourn until the next witness is ready. Yeah, because she's gonna... I don't know if she's here in the gallery, even. There's a to be continued moment. Oh, good. Let's see if I can at least avoid dying in every single part of this. May 19th, High Court of Khura'In. Accused lobby. Talk about some really close shaves! Well, you can't get a closer shave than Headsman's brand blades, that's for sure. The trial's not even over yet, and I'm already exhausted. Still, you were able to fight back the Queen herself in there. Though maybe with Miss Faye's help, I won't have to keep on playing her game much longer. Speaking of which, I guess it's a little late to be asking, but do you think she's well enough to testify, Mr. Wright? She slept all day yesterday out of exhaustion, apparently, but that's all it was, so she should be okay. Barbed head, hornhead. Oh, hello, your benevolence. Thank you, by the way, in there, for busting and risking your entire ass for us. Princess Rafa, you were really impressive in there.
I am the royal priestess Rafa Padma Khura'In. And I am prepared to face my father's death.
Despite your mother's opposition, you stood your ground, and in doing so, you fulfilled your duty as royal priestess. It was all thanks to you and your friends. Your belief in me gave me the courage to follow my path. So, you have my gratitude. Oh, don't mention it. I know. I shall thank you with a gift. What would you like? A cow? A horse? Or perhaps I shall reward your efforts with a royal shoulder massage. Why is that your answer to everything? That's okay, your benevolence. Your gratitude's more than enough, thanks. But I thought you Americans liked massages. My technique was highly praised by my father, I'll have you know. She ran away after that? Hey, you! Lawyers! Where's the accused? Huh? Dirk? That's a good question. I blew it big time, AJ! Dats? Shut up, you! What's going on? The scoundrel tried to escape with the accused. What? We were able to nab him, but the accused is nowhere to be found. Where are you hiding him, you miscreant? I keep telling you, I got no idea where he went! I mean, yeah, we booked it together, but I lost track of him after that. So Dirk's on the lam now? Probably. But who knows? He's vanished in the blink of an eye. Vanished? You wanna know something, AJ? Dirk said to me, I can't put Amara in danger. I have to set her free before it's too late. What? Don't tell me he's gonna rescue her. That's what I am telling you. That's why I helped him escape in the first place. Nuts! Do you realize what you've done? Well, what's done is done. Still, why did you choose to go rescue her now? Yeah, maybe he didn't want to die with any regrets or something. You know, just in case he ended up on the chopping block. Why, Dirk? I thought you believed in me. Don't be like that, AJ. I'll be back as soon as he frees Amara. You'll see. That's not the point, Dats. Listen, lawyer. You let us know immediately if the accused contacts you. The trial will now resume. See that you are ready. Can or should the trial resume without the accused present? Wait, the trial's still on, even without the defendant? Those were Her Eminence's orders, so you will return to the courtroom at once. Oh no, it was her. Let's go, Apollo. All we can do is see where the next testimony leads. I mean, I'm sure that's what Apollo was getting at when he said that's not the point, Dats, but... So that's not good. Oh, doggy. May 19th, High Court of Khura'In. Well, this sucks. Now then, let us resume the trial at hand. Your Majesty, my client seems to have gone missing. What do you think, Your Eminence? Should we proceed without the accused? Why not? My royal guard is searching for him as we speak, and I shall find him soon enough, for they would not dare to keep me waiting. Yes, but, what about the law governing court proceedings? I'm changing it, goddammit! Then I shall simply revise it. With my nails that have not yet dried. They're very wet, it makes it hard to do anything. As ruling sovereign of Khura'In, I proclaim the following. Should the accused be an enemy of the crown, they may be tried in absentia. Well, in that case, I guess there's no problem with proceeding. You and me both, Paula. Will the witness, Miss Maya Fey, please approach the stand? Or Maya. Sorry to summon you like this, Maya. Getting dragged out of bed into court is not exactly a fun wake-up call, Nick. I'm sorry, Miss Faye. It was my idea. And you are... right, I'm Apollo Justice. It's nice to finally meet you. Oh, so you're Apollo. Nick's told me all about you. You're the new guy with the loud voice and a bit of an unreliable streak, right? Ouch. But when I'm playing as him, yeah. Oh, this remix of her theme I love so much. Oh, so good. You're the new guy with a loud voice and a bit of an unreliable streak, right? Unreliable? Well, that was 2 years ago. You've come a long way since. So why was I called here anyway? Am I under arrest again? Huh? I guess no one's filled her in. Well, she has been asleep this entire time. Miss Faye, this is a trial for Dirk Sodmati, and you're here as a witness. What? Dirk's been arrested? But... According to her, he saved her. That's not exactly the reaction I was expecting.
Miss Faye, you are suspected of playing a part in the murder of Justice Minister Inga.
What?
Someone allegedly forced you to channel the minister to obfuscate the time of his murder. At least that is what the defense claims.
Wait, what? How could you, Apollo? How did you even reach that conclusion? Sorry, but it's the only way this whole case makes any sense.
Your understandable anger at the defense's side. Will you testify, Miss Faye?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Witness testimony. Channeling the minister.
I don't have any idea what's going on, but I know I didn't channel Minister Inga. I didn't even have the chance to do something like that. Besides, I'd never go quietly along with some criminal's plan. Though, I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with. What does that mean?
It seems the witness doesn't believe she has ever channeled Justice Minister Inga. And if her words prove to be true defense, your entire argument becomes moot. No, because you still can't possibly assert it was at 3 p.m. with the dragon snot snaps, the laughter, and the dog in the robot. I know that they're just saying that's what she's gonna do, but that doesn't make sense. You do understand that, don't you? Yes, of course. It doesn't seem like Miss Faye is lying. Apollo, Maya was being awfully secretive about something just now. Then I guess I better dig a bit and try to get her to open up to me first. Yeah, that was weirdly uncharacteristic of her. What are we talking about with that fourth one? Cross-examination. Channeling the minister.
Instead of that fifth one, sorry, and push immediately. I'll probably have to go back and circle around and push the other ones, but, What thing would you go along with? What are you talking about? Because the rest of it isn't really testimony to much. It's just, I don't think it happened. Though I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with. Hold it! What does that mean? It sounds to me like you're trying to hide something, Miss Faye. Didn't anyone teach you about respecting boundaries, Apollo? It's really rude to pry into a person's private affairs. Sorry, I didn't realize, Wait, we're in a court of law! Yeah, I know. Then what was all that about me being rude? I'm just doing my job. So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding? Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say. So something to do with Amara, probably. You made a promise to Dirk? Mm-hmm. A pretty big one. I think this is about all you're gonna get out of her. Yeah. Maya seems really confused. I think this is the end of testimony dialogue, but you can't blame her for not knowing what happened. True, after all, first she was kidnapped and now she's wrapped up in a murder case. We'll have to fill her in as she gives her testimony. Great. So I tried pushing on that one, didn't get enough, so we had to push on everything else first. I assume. I don't think there's anything I could present here. I don't have any idea what's going on, but hold it! How can you not know? You've been asleep ever since you were rescued from the tomb, correct? Mm-hmm. I was exhausted after being held captive for so long. That must have been terrible. Maya, Minister Ingo didn't do anything to you, did he? Oh, no, it wasn't like that. On the contrary, I asked him for all sorts of things. Like what? Like, I'm really craving burgers, and I'll die if I miss an episode of The Plume Punisher. Acting like a brat netted me a TV and even a few burgers from someplace. He was surprisingly nice to me. Huh? Are you sure we're talking about the same guy here? He may have loomed large, but he was unexpectedly easy to push around. Why am I not surprised that's the kind of mind you attract? Even though he's the one who was responsible for pushing those execution papers through? Oh, that? Approving executions was simply his preferred method of stress relief. That's not good! The wife like her, he was probably really pushing him through out of fear. I'm beginning to see why he wanted to stage a coup. I was gonna say this is sounding a little harsh, but it deserved. She's the worst. She's just the worst. In any case, my time in captivity wasn't so bad. But of all the things that happened, I know I didn't channel Minister Inga. Hold it! Are you sure about that? Maybe you just don't remember channeling him? Don't remember? I may be 28, but I'm not senile, you know. Something's not right here. Miss Faye, you were confined to Amara's tomb the whole time. Is that correct? Yes, but I wasn't conscious the whole time. Okay, then let me ask you something. Did you ever see Nena in the tomb? Dressed as Dirk? Huh? Is this some kind of joke? I think I'd remember if I saw something as crazy as that. Plus, I doubt anyone would carry out a crime like that right in front of a potential witness. I hate when he's right. Who, Phoenix? Why do you hate when Phoenix is right? What does that mean? What the hell does that mean? I didn't even have the chance to do something like that. Hold it! You didn't have a chance to channel him? Does channeling someone take a long time? Not really. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty much instantaneous. But I was all tied up, literally. So there was no way for me to make the channeling mudra with my hands to do it. I guess it's like a somatic component. Right. I guess you really didn't channel Inga then. Maya, when mediums are done with a session, they can send the spirit back to the other world themselves, right? Yeah, sure, unless they're still in training. Amateurs can get possessed by spirits sometimes, but full-fledged mediums can stay in total control of a session. What? I thought the point was that they gain control of your body, regardless of what you do. But you're saying that's only amateurs? You are... So, I don't understand. You're a full-fledged medium, right? We're saying? You're like the creme de la creme. You're the best, Maya. But you didn't know what was going on when you channeled Abbott in me, right? Believe had to banish him from your body. You didn't release him. And then when that happened, you were like, what? What happened? So, you weren't in full control of the session. So I don't know what this means. And it throws a wrench into some of my earlier theories that maybe they're forcing Amara to channel one of the parties here. Because if she's a full-fledged medium, she would have just dipped the first sign she could. Anyway, and they can send the deceased spirit away anytime they want. So I take it you can do that too, Miss Faye. Of course! It's a cinch for the new and improved Mystic Maya Faye, ace spirit medium! That's strange. You seem like the same old childish Maya to me. What? I'll show you childish, Nick! Enough! The witness is denying that she channeled any spirits. Further questioning is pointless. It appears your little fiction has been soundly exposed for what it is. You should listen to her, Apollo. I don't even know why you suspected me in the first place. I love you so much, Maya. But Garon, you see what this means, right? It means if it wasn't her, it was you. Or Amara, in which case, either case, some jig is up. I mean, you don't have any evidence of me channeling Mr. Inga, do you? Oh, evidence, huh? There's no point even thinking about it, really. I don't use anything special to channel spirits. There wouldn't be anything left behind. That's true. Just like when she channeled the High Priest, all Maya needs is her own body. If the defense has no evidence to offer, I will have to end this cross-examination. That was a weird bit of information they added there, and I don't know what they're saying. Are they saying most of the people need some kind of catalyst? What now? Even if she doesn't use any special items to do the channeling itself, you'd think there would be something to complete the deception. Is there any proof that Justice Minister Inga was channeled? So the thing you have to understand about that is, well, wouldn't you like to know? What you gotta understand is, I don't know why the gemstone sticks out to me. I guess because it's caked in soot, even though he doesn't have any soot on him, so we would imagine... No, but it's not like they copy his clothes. Well, I guess what it suggests is that it would suggest that someone else channeled him and then took a spare copy of his outfit to bring the button from his shirt in there and get it into the incense burner without this Inga ever having touched the incense burner. Oh, right, but what we've learned so far is that if this part does not show my health, it means that the next choice after one of these, that still could be damaging. Except, if I say none at all, then there won't be a next choice. So the only one that would actually risk me is saying, you bet there is, and they go, oh, really, what is it? And then I have to choose, and maybe there isn't one. So I'm gonna just say none at all. Nope, I don't see how that could be, Your Majesty. I see you've still got a long way to go, Apollo. Excuse me? If it were Nick, he would have tried to bluff his way through that one. But I'm not, Mr. Wright. I'd like to retract my previous statement. And as to whether there is any proof that Minister Inga was channeled, you bet there is. Good. I think saying no is usually the safer option now that I know that they can hide a penalty from you before you make the yes or no choice. But the yes choice might lead to in some cases it's like this where they'll both just lead to them asking you anyway, in which case you know there's a solution. But they're also in this game sometimes, only in the last case as far as I know, they'll have moments where you can say yes when there isn't any, and it's a hidden penalty until that point. So I think in most cases, now that I know that, now that I've learned that at the end of the 6th game, I should just be saying no in every game, whenever they ask that, basically. You bet there is. Really? Well, now. You're bluffing, I take it. What? I'll be fine. If right, then there must be some sort of proof to back us up. To do some serious thinking, Apollo Justice. Okay, we know that when Rafa saw her father, he wasn't dressed like Miss Faye, right? Right, because if he was, Rafa would have immediately... Is this actually going to lead into me being right about the button thing? I cannot believe that if so. Rafa would have immediately known he was being channeled. So that means... he was dressed in his usual suit when Rafa saw him. There's no way I just figured that out, right? Aha, good thinking, Apollo. This might be the perfect angle to attack from. Alright, let's have an answer from the defense. What proof do you have that Miss Maya Fey will channel Justice Minister Inga? I'm pretty sure we're getting at this. I don't see anything else that would refer to his outfit. Take that! Is that a gemstone? We found this among the ashes of one of the tomb's incense burners. Does this gemstone ring any bells, Your Eminence? What? What was that doing in the tomb? So you do recognize it. But then as his wife, how could you not recognize this gemstone button from your husband's jacket? I don't get where you're going with this. Channeling Minister Inga alone wouldn't be enough to fool someone like Princess Rafa, especially if you were wearing your clothes. So you would have had to change into the minister's clothes before channeling him. Or after, I guess. Oh, right, no, but then you wouldn't fool Minister Inga. Miss Faye, you used the minister's clothes as cover while going from his room to the tomb, where you burned them once you no longer needed them. What? Uh-oh. She seems genuinely surprised by that, Apollo. Objection! Miss Faye. Yes? Do you know my husband's name? It was, Inga Karkul Khura'In, right? That is correct in part, but there's more. Much more. Inga Karkul Hakod Disnam Bian Hilaga Gorakiran III. Do you need their full name to do it? Does Inga Karkul Khura'In refer to anyone else? Oh, well, yeah, the third. Then I guess it would, yeah. Sorry, Inga Karkul Hakod Disnam Biani Laga Ormo Pompous Danit already is Khura'In III. So Hawkeyed maybe is this? This name... Biani be only Laga Ormo Pompous. Not sure what Laga Ormo's about, but Pompous it already is. Anyway, that is his true name. Could it be any longer? And due to its length, only a portion of it was ever made public. So, Miss Faye, did you know his true name? No. I mean, how could I? Precisely. Yet a medium must know both the face and true name of the one she seeks to channel. So it was you. So then, Miss Faye couldn't have channeled Minister Inga. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Why would I want to randomly channel some old guy I didn't know? And didn't like, thanks to that last trial. I can't believe this. Apollo, I really don't think Maya's lying. However, your line of reasoning still seems credible to me. I agree, but there's something tripping us up in the details. Maybe we're working off of some wrong assumption again. Yeah. Apollo? I was thinking... Yes? Since I didn't channel Minister Inga, Is it possible that someone else did? Yes! That's what... Wait, what? Why? Apollo himself suggested Khura'In, right? How has he forgotten? It's been like 5 minutes. Someone else? But who else could it have been? I haven't thought that far yet. Such chatter is without merit. Let us move on, shall we? I don't care what Khura'In says. I'm going to figure this out. If it wasn't Miss Faye and the Queen has an alibi, then... Apollo, forget about who is capable of channeling spirits for a second. I should consider the circumstances around the channeling, right? Right. We know Rafa saw her father coming out of his private quarters. If he was being channeled at the time, who could it have been? It had to have been someone who was in Minga's private quarters. Well, I'm waiting to fence. You know how much I despise waiting. Yes, but there's someone else besides Miss Faye who could have channeled Minister Inga. There's just one more person. They were in Inga's private quarters. That person is our only hope now. So the defense believes there was another. Let's have your very serious answer then. With pleasure. Max penalty. Orange Devil, who could have channeled Minister Inga? That would be the only one in the quarters. Nana, your eminence, take that! Alright, I retract my sassiness, because what they were saying is Khura'In's got an alibi here. Even though I'm skeptical of that alibi. We just said a bunch of attendants could cover for her, but Nana's unaccounted for, and all the other attendants would just lie for her. I wonder if they're going to get at something weird like Amara has been channeling Nana this all the time, or is like in disguise as her. I can't really imagine why she would carry such a charade out, but if she's an experienced channeler and can break it off at any time, and we've got a weird mysterious age thing here. That kind of would make a lot of sense if this was secretly Amara somehow, right? Since Phoenix keeps saying stuff like, it almost sounds like she could be your mother, Rafa. And Rafa seemed to imply, maybe my theory earlier that this little babby was actually Rafa, or indeed that in one way or another, Rafa is Amara's daughter. Maybe that does hold some water. It makes a lot of other things weird if you think about it that way, but if that is true, and Amara is either in disguise as Nana or channeling her, it answers a lot of questions about the relationship between Rafa and her. And as for questions that will be answered, there'll be even more next time on A Sturdy Spirit of Justice. I'm sort of recovering my dignity and... well, let's be honest. There's no recovering my dignity. I'm sort of recovering a shred of rational thought, anyway, as this goes on, but I've got a bad feeling there are going to be like 2 or 3 more twists that are going to make me very angry in this case. But that is all for now. Next video on the channel is going to be some more Omori REX playthrough where we're going to be tackling some side quests and stuff in Orange Oasis. We hit max level last episode, so we're probably going to be kind of eviscerating bosses as we go, would be my guess, but we shall see. And next time here, we'll be carrying on with this line of questioning. Thank you so very much for coming around, Ovi. I'll see you around, Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace! I wouldn't even describe it as difficult, because you merely have to do a thing, and once that thing is in progress, you will know which thing it is, because it's simple. All you have to do is boost, and then go whee, and then you survive, and then you go boost. Such a trifle. Who could have difficulty with that?